What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as... Wait. In the right-hand side of the map, in the red color, playing as Set. His name is Matreiuss. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Mr. Boat. Mr. Boatimus. Boatimus Prime. I don't know. Guys, I don't know. Someone send help. The map is Tundra. This is game number 2. As God, this is not a best of 5. Nobody told me. Guys, that's what you're here for. It's best of 3 for the Voobly Champions League. Matreiuss first, Mr. Boat. Matreiuss taking that first game with some incredibly strong Poseidon play. Now moving on to game number 2 on Tundra. We're seeing Mr. Boat moving forward, eating his caribou here. Does find a relic, hardest folly. Not the best of relics, but it is a relic nonetheless. It's actually one of the few relics, or one of the few civilizations that can really utilize this relic. Obviously not in this game, but Hardest Folly applies to Ulfsarks, and Odin likes making Ulfsarks from time to time. So you get that extra 2 line of sight onto that one there. But Matreiuss, on the other hand, for some reason deciding to style on Mr. Boat here. He's going for his set. There's been a couple of streams lately where Matreiuss has been playing with the idea, or toying with the idea of learning Egyptian. So we'll see. Obviously, we're seeing the first little soiree, little movement into playing this god and showing us what's really missing in the Egyptian meta here, and why Egyptian is super, super strong, even though it seems to be losing all the games that we see, especially to Norse players. So we'll see if the trend continues. Oh, unfortunate caribou. They tried to fix it up and actually made it worse. Honestly, if the caribou's here, I think that's close enough for you to not have to worry about it or risk anything else going weird. If the caribou's over here, then yeah, maybe you want to try and shoot it back in, but gets a little bit unlucky. We do see him going after the Auroch. He's going for what looks to be a really, really fast advance time. Villagers getting pulled off of the gold mine now to chuck up this temple. Monument to the villagers going up first. If you're going for fast advance times with Set, you want to delay the monument to the villagers till after the temple. That allows you to only put 1 villager together to build this temple up, and every single extra villager you put onto this temple is only a 0.3-ish increase in build time. So it's better to have 1 villager build this up than have 3 villagers, because this is like having... Well, I mean, you're only speeding it up by 0.6 or whatever with the extra 2 villagers. So it's obviously just not as good. We do see a 415 here, or 417 for Matreiuss. Let me turn this on. And Mr. Boat is just about to advance as well. Are we going to be seeing Hands of the Pharaoh here for Matreiuss? He's looking like he's got the gold for it, but I haven't seen it starting to upgrade. One of the big changes for Set in 5.0 is the Hands of the Pharaoh upgrade, going into the classical age, which allows for Set players to do the shifting sands early game aggression that they were doing so much back in 3.0. But it's looking like Matreiuss is just going for a fast second town center. This town center here looks pretty bad. This town center here looks delicious. Berries and elk here. So very, very nice. Did we see an extra relic get grabbed here or no? No. Always missing this one. We do have Gugnir Odin Spear. Actually, a really, really nice relic there for Matreiuss if he's going to be thinking about going for Spearman here. Now the villagers moving forward a little bit late by Matreiuss, because he's going to be on this town center at like 430 instead of 420. Instead of waiting for the full 400 gold before you want to move to this town center, you want to basically just leave a couple of villages here on 350 gold, move early up to it, and then they'll get you the remaining gold. And you can see just as these villagers hit this, that 400 gold would have been in the bank. Now the Pharaoh looks like it's moving forward as well, going on to the town center to get that one up. We see Mr. Boat being very, very safe here. Valkyrie in his base, Hersers in his base. We don't have vision here for Matreiuss. A little bit surprised here on Tundra, especially against Odin. You want to attempt, and it's not going to happen against really strong players, but Mr. Boat's not played around it at all. You want to attempt to steal these goat, if we're all honest. Because if you vision on their base at 4 minutes and you see these goat, you just take them for yourself. And now instead of having 8 goat, you've got 16. There's no way for him to raid your goat villages. And you're just going to have a fantastic time and enjoy those goat, whereas your opponent's going to have to be struggling to hunt against the raids that you do. And we just see idle priest here, idle Auroch needs to get those back to work, because we're seeing Matreiuss stealing hunt away from Mr. Boat. One of the very, very huge things that Set is able to do, which I feel like is not abused enough, are these early hunt steals. And not building extra priest as well is something that could definitely be looked into for the Set players in order to steal hunt from the corners of the map and try and just get in there and grab as much as you possibly can. We do see the Valkyrie coming in here, and and we're going to see the priest or Pharaoh not able to actually hit this Valkyrie at all. Poor Pharaoh needs to work on his archery skills or his rock slinging skills, because he's not hitting this, as the Valkyrie's going to be searching for something to do. We're already seeing walls coming up now for Matreiuss, which is absolutely lovely to see, because that's going to slow down any sort of raids. But Mr. Boat's just taking the opportunity here to get his second town center up. Not a bad map here to go for an immediate third town center either, as Matreiuss is on 2 town centers. You might be getting greeted by a 8-minute heroic age timing push if you're unfortunate, but we'll see what happens. We see the polar bear getting attacked. We've got the Valkyrie moving in. Maybe going to see an early forest fire here. Forest fire doesn't even do 50 damage to the villages, or to the lumber camp. It looks like Matreiuss not paying attention. He actually loses 2 villages. Oh, just the 1 villager there. Going to get the Valkyrie out. Oh, gets a house kill. Oh, maybe even a monument to the villagers kill. This is some super value in the forest fire. Doesn't quite get it down, but he might be able to finish off this watchtower. See a villager coming over here, going to be trying to jab the Valkyrie away, but the Valkyrie can just turn around and kill this one off. So we will get the watchtower and monument to the villagers. One of the better early forest fire uses we've seen here in this game. Maybe just some poor placement from Matreiuss. He's going to also lose his monument to the villagers as well very quickly, even with the town center here shooting him down, but he's decided not to take it down. Would have definitely been worth it for the trade of HP, but going to leave that one up for just a little bit. And we're seeing the units over here grabbing everything to defend. These spearmen trying to get some raids in. They've got 5.0 speed, so they're quite speedy little buggers, but they're no Kopesh. On Vula, you do not have access to the Kopesh. And these spearmen are sorry little dudes running around with little skirts on and tiny little spears, wanting to jab villagers but not able to do so. And we see, he's gonna. Oh, I love this. I love this from Mr. Boat. Is he gonna get it up? He is gonna get the wall up, and that's so good. What a play for Mr. Boat. He's trapping this spearman in here. Matreiuss is going to have to run around. He's going to dodge a majority of damage here because his spearmen do run faster than the infantry units. But we see another ghost building here from Mr. Boat as he's getting a little bit more damage done onto these spearmen. Absolutely huge. And the spearman going to have to run past this location here. Maybe going to see another ghost building here with this throwing axeman. He doesn't go for it as the spearman just going to be attempting to get out. He's going to snipe one throwing axeman before making his way out. Loses 2 spearmen, about to lose 3 spearmen, maybe 4 spearmen over here as we see that one falling, and he doesn't get this one. They decide to stop running, so he does get an extra spearman, and almost all of these do fall for Matreiuss. This is a huge win for Mr. Boat. Now we're seeing the population differential here, 88 to 66. We're seeing Nephthys coming through at about a 9-minute mark. Nephthys here for Matreiuss, so it's not fast. He's lost all of his spearmen. He does have good map control here, so these gold mine are both fairly safe. And we don't see a second monument here for Matreiuss. So one of the things that Set does really well, and same with Isis, above what Ra does in this matchup, is the ability to spam out Scorpion Men plus Funeral Rites Priests. So you can match the heroic age of Norse with Set and Isis much better than with Ra, with those funeral rites priests, with the Scorpion member. We do see Wadgets here for Matreiuss. There seems to be a little bit of a common trend here. As I've been seeing Wadgets in a lot of games recently, but these units, they're not that good. They do a lot of damage. They have a lot of track rating with 100% accuracy. They're like a fire giant in that regard. And they also heal at 1 HP a second. They self-heal. But honestly, better to save your favor for things like Funeral Rites, Scorpion Man, all the other good stuff. And now we see the Dwarves coming over here onto the gold mine. And we got the... villagers pumping out. We don't see our next age here for Mrboat. He just needs to get a lot more gold income. He is getting access to, was getting shaft mine, but he's no longer? Or was that, maybe that was Matreiuss, who's just starting to work on all of those economic upgrades, still stealing Hunt away from Mrboat. I love this from Matreiuss, but he needs to get on top of this priest and keep him going. So seeing a Migdol stronghold going up in the face of Mrboat. Nice play from Matreiuss to get this one up. It's going to allow him to push in onto this town center very, very nicely. But the problem he will run into is 60 favor Mrboat. Going to get Heroic Age through Skadi, which is going to mean that the Ancestors push is not going to be able to work very well at all as we see Skadi's coming through. And then we're going to see 3-ish Frost Giants coming out immediately, or maybe 2.5 Frost Giants with a Hill Fort or 2 going up as well. So it's going to be a very tough push here, but we do see Elephants coming out as a first option. Lots of food in the bank, lots of gold in the bank for Matreiuss. No third town center, but it is just about to come up. Would love to see that market in the corner here, getting ready to start trading for Matreiuss as well. But Mrboat chilling back here. Looks like he is going for this third town center, which, I mean, it's okay, but you got to be a little bit concerned about this attack here. So we're seeing 2 siege works coming up now as he's making siege towers, and 3. He's going to stop making these war elephants and start making all chariot archers. The spearmen coming through these longhouses dying. We see a bunch of Hersir popping out here. Not sure what those are about, because he's definitely should have an answer for the Ancestors push here. Hopefully Matreiuss doesn't click Ancestors, because he has to know that Skadi is on the way as these units pushing in. There we go. There's the Skadi fortified town centers coming through for Matreiuss. House just about to fall, and this is going to be a tough hold here, but he does decide to frost the army. One of those elephants does dodge this, but this means there's going to be an Ancestors able to be cast here. But if he brings all of his units in, he can deal a lot of damage to these units and be in a really decent position. We are seeing this war elephant taking doing some damage here. Hillfort going up. How many Hersir do we have? We've got 10 Hersir here. That's heaps in order to deal with the Ancestors. We've got the Frost Giants queued up. 135 of 135 pop. Need an extra house here when he can, but there's the Ancestors coming down in order to reduce the damage dealt to his army. More chariot archers coming in, but that's not going to cut it as the Ulfsark already targeting them down. The Ancestors going after this heavy infantry comes through for Mrboat. The Hillfort getting tasked off of that one there as he needs his Hersir to come in to take down these units. Now the army of Matreiuss retreating back just a little bit, going to attempt to keep his Wadgets alive. Fighting back here, we've got more Frost Giant coming out. There's an extra Frost Giant there for Mrboat. He can keep building them as he's got 65 favor in the bank. This Frost Giant going after these elephant. We don't have any priests in this army for Matreiuss, so Mrboat is easily going to be able to hold this attack with these Frost Giant here. Absolute huge units to have when there's no priests or anything. We don't have funeral rites just yet for Matreiuss either. He has finally got some priests and a pharaoh out, but his attack from Matreiuss has been deflected. Mrboat is 3 town centers. Matreiuss is 3 town centers. We've got 64 villages for Mrboat to 78 for Matreiuss. So the villager count heavily in favor of Matreiuss, but the trading count definitely in favor of Mrboat at this point, and maybe even the economy slightly in favor. We can see this crazy amount of resources in the bank for Mrboat at this point, so he should be throwing up a market somewhere, which he is, and then buying his way to the Mythic Age. We see the priest trying to get some damage done, but it's not going to cut it. These Frost Giants do have so much armor, and we finally see funeral rites coming in for Matreiuss as he is still trying to build these priests out in order to defend against the the Frost Giant spammage that's coming through here. Mr. Boat should try and keep these Frost Giants alive. Something I'd love to see a little bit more from the Odin and Thor players who get the Frost Giants out is when their Frost Giants start getting low, just pull them back and then get Rime. That's going to make these Thrym Frost Giants. And then you get an extra 200 HP to play with. And that's sort of what's going on here. So if we can see that Thrym come through for Mr. Boat, those Mountain Giants can be huge as well. And we'll see how it's going to go. There's an extra hill fort coming through for Mr. Boat. And that's huge for him because he's going to be able to defend a little bit more. Now the ox cart is starting to get built for Mr. Boat as well. So this looks like he's gearing up to have a not quite all-in Balder here, but we'll see. There's the Rime coming through. He's got to be careful not to lose these Frost Giants too early because he needs to get the extra 200 HP on them. So they go up to 246, go up to 211, but we do see the Frost Giant immediately gets taken down. The low HP one. Really nice play. We've got so many priests here now for Matreiuss as he's easily going to be able to take these Frost Giants down now because Rime's not through just yet, but it will come through very, very shortly. As it's, well, actually maybe going to lose all of his Frost Giants before it comes through. So a little bit of an unfortunate timing here as Matreiuss is pushing through very, very nicely, and it's looking as if Mr. Boat is not able to spam out as well as he otherwise should be. But Fortified Town Centers is on the way. We see Spearmen and Chariot Archers. So the Huskarl throwing Axeman comp here is going to start becoming very, very good here, especially because these priests, well, he's only got 3 priests left, but the priests aren't going to be doing much when the Frost Giants finish. So we'll see if Mr. Boat can get out enough of these units to keep defending or not, because, well, they have to do their thing. We are seeing the Huskarl coming in, and this is huge for Mr. Boat. But Matreiuss needs to start thinking about switching into Axemen now, as these Huskarl 59% pierce armor. These Chariot Archers, they don't do a lot of damage at all to them, as he just pushes through them so quickly. Now Matreiuss is dropping down to 119, and now Mr. Boat is leading in the population. But Horus is on the way for Matreiuss. So he's going to be able to tornado this location, potentially kill off every single one of these buildings here. If he gets a very lucky tornado. We'll see how that goes. And do we see any attempted Mythic Age? Not just yet. Lots of idle villages for Mr. Boat, though, as he is just putting all of that pressure on. We do see a wall coming over onto this location here. The Matreiuss markets have been set up with a just a little bit up here. Just a little. He does it on purpose. I swear he does it on purpose. He's got to. Anyways, Mr. Boat pushing in. Going to be taking down these siege towers. You see the Huskarl coming in. Finally, some Axemen in for Matreiuss. But you need a lot of them, as there's a lot of Huskarl here. You have to really commit hard to them. But Horus just about to hit. And I'm not sure if Matreiuss can even hold this, because it's just such a lead now for Mr. Boat in these units here. We see the tornado coming in onto this location, kills off a house, will kill off one of these hill forts immediately. Tornado should return back over to the town center and take that one out, but it's, oh god, this is going to be actually kind of close as this tornado is feeling unlucky. $450 HP. Oh no. You hate to see it. Tornado, one of those god powers. Sometimes it's absolutely obnoxious, and sometimes it's ridiculously good. It stays up. Oh, but there's only one hill fort left, so that's going to slow down the Huskarl production for a little bit. But the Avenger doing some work here, but going to get frosted. The Priest should be able to help take down these Frost Giants. This one may be able to kill down the Avenger pretty quickly as well, though. We'll see the Huskarl getting taken down by the Axemen. We're seeing over here some nice raids onto the town center. Huskarl raids onto town centers. Actually, such a good idea, because, I mean, it takes so long for the town center to kill off the Huskarl. They have such high pierce armor, so they can sit under the town center and deny food income for so long. We've got Balder coming through now for Mr. Boat. as we're starting to see a catapult able to take this town center down. Look at the damage this catapult does. Absolutely huge here, as we're seeing Axeman pushing in. Mrboat needs to think about making some Jarl or some raiding cavalry here now to deal with the Axemen that are popping out, but he's down to 2 town centers. He's got a lot of resources in the bank. We see coinage coming through, irrigation, scalloped axe as well for Matreiuss. A nice technology grab there to help out against the heavy Ascal. And Matreiuss is fully spread out around the map, but he's got to think about throwing some walls around here and seeing what he can do with those. So look at this, 29 dwarves on wood. He's got no gold left. He does have this gold mine over here, but he's decided not to go for it because he doesn't have it secured or anything. Meanwhile, we see the catapult coming in. This town center is attempting to come back up. 90% battle of the villagers walking in here already. Maybe a little bit too early. The Scorpion Man coming in will be able to try and pick off one of these villagers immediately, and he casts the Ragnarok. All of the units come back to full HP as he's ready to start taking this fight, taking this town center back. We've got 350 population Ragnarok. We've got how many of these? 12 ox caravans. They're not the best, 17 gold a trip, but at least it's something, and it's such a huge Ragnarok that's not going to matter that much. We're seeing Matreiuss going to have to get pushed back here. We've got Copper Mail coming in. How are the building upgrades? Only fortified town centers here. We see the Mrboat getting torn down. For Fire Giant pushing in as well, going to take down the siege works and everything else with the help of these rag heroes. Now the question for Mrboat is, does he know where to attack on the map or not? Or does it matter? Does he have enough to just completely clean up Matreiuss or not? He's going to take down the temple. He's going to take down everything else. We see these Heroes of Ragnarok trying to push in. They're going straight for the town center, straight for the gold mine. The villagers retreating back over here. There are these walls up. No stone walls. Stone walls, such a huge upgrade. And when you're fighting against this, because look, it costs only 400 resources, but it gives you 600 extra HP on all of your gates. That is over 100% extra HP. Such a huge upgrade. And that's not all it gets you. It also gives you line of sight and hack vulnerability. So it goes up to 54% on the hack armor or whatever it is. Extra 10% hack armor. I don't know. Now we see the rag heroes pushing through here. Masons on the way. We'll get up to help keep this fortified town center alive for a hot second here. But where are the rest of these units here for Mrboat? Doesn't have a lot. In fact, it looks like all of his Ragnarok is fizzling out slowly here as Matreiuss is getting up another Migdol stronghold to defend. More Axemen trying to come out, and these Axemen, they die pretty quickly, so you do have to be careful with them. You can't really fight like this. This is not an efficient trading. But this town center going down does a lot of damage to help survive, to help mitigate the damage a bit. Matreiuss at 95 population, 163 in the bank of what did I say? 163 what? I don't know what that was about. Oh, gold in the bank. God, we're going crazy. The Heroes of Ragnarok here, taking down villagers, preventing this gold from getting grabbed. Camel caravans getting targeted down as well. We see the Migdol stronghold dying. Priests coming in, and Pharaoh trying to take down the frost giants here. And we see the Migdol stronghold dying. Town center going up for Mrboat as well. He's got so many resources in the bank that he can grab this. And even at this point, if this rag fizzles out slowly, 4 town centers plus the market, plus all of this wood that Matreiuss can sell here. Sell it for 54 gold, buy back the food, build yourself a ton of gatherers. You'll be back on your feet incredibly quickly. If we check this out as well, I can't see what upgrades he's got. That feels bad. But I'm sure he's got a lot of upgrades. We see hill forts coming down in the face of Matreiuss. Maybe going to think about getting some of those Balder Rams out or something like that. Meanwhile, this is the only gold mine that Matreiuss has, but he's going to hold on to it. And he may be able to get a little bit of the economy going as well. But Mr. Boat's having none of it. He's still going hard. He's going to take down these houses, take down the town center, prevent the villages from getting built, prevent this farm situation from happening here. 12 farms around this town center will get denied by taking this town center down. So really, really smart play from Mr. Boat to keep this attack going, not taking the foot off the gas, sacrificing a couple of these heroes of Ragnarok. Very, very good. And did you know that a hero of Ragnarok costs 150 food to build? For some reason, these have a food cost of 150. Who knew? Fortified town center goes down. Mr. Boat has enough resources to build this one up as well. And then he can also steal these farms for himself. Absolutely huge. Now the Axemen are going down as well. Not going for the town center immediately. Maybe thinking about getting the towers down. Now Mr. Boat, he's got 6 villages already trained as he spam. He can grab these farms as well if he wants. He's not building villages from here though, which does make me very, very sad. But, you know, it is what it is. And we are seeing some more Huskarl getting built here for Mr. Boat. And irrigation coming through finally. We're seeing the units getting picked off. The camel caravans getting denied as well from dumping their gold in. It's only 11 gold, but it is gold that Matreiuss might need. And it's looking like Matreiuss loses all of his military units over here. And we're seeing a cheeky gold mining operation has been spotted here. The Fire Giant able to clean these units up so fast. These Axemen die so quickly here to the Fire Giant and the Frost Giant. Now here's Ragnarok coming up to clean up the priest that's getting built in order to try and take these ones down. And we're seeing Mr. Boat have to retreat for the time being. I'm still surprised that Mr. Boat isn't building villages out of this town center, but obviously is short on the food at this point with only 15 villages. You can only really support the 3 town centers at this point until it's on 20 villages on the farm, but he'll be there very shortly. And we just see a shifting sands bringing the villagers back into his base, keeping those alive, and also very quickly picking off a couple more of those heroes of Ragnarok. But Mr. Boat, 165 population. He doesn't care. He's in a fantastic position here. He's going to take down all of these buildings. He can even think about clearing up this corner here, throwing a market down and rerouting his trade route to get a ton more gold income from that trade. He's keep taking down the buildings that he can, and eventually he'll be able to finish this game off. But Matreiuss, never say die attitude. We'll see what he can do. He needs to think about getting some raids or something. Now we've got the Huskarl. The Huskarl coming in. I'm surprised to see Matreiuss build Huskarl at this point, because you know your opponent's just building Axemen. Better would be to hold off on that. Maybe build some Rams or something. Axemen not the best against Rams because they only do 7.5 damage. Unlike a Spearman, they're only bonus against the siege, and then go into raiding cavalry or Jarl. And we see him take these down. These aren't brave Huskarl, but they do deal like 11 or 12 damage in attack here. And Mr. Boat, now 25 villages. There's still a very big advantage on villager count for Matreiuss. Look at these Fire Giants getting targeted down. Trying to pick off these Axemen, but the priest and the pharaoh do so much damage. He does manage to take down one. Those Fire Giants, more heroes of Ragnarok coming in. We are seeing these Huskarl coming in, going to pick off some more villages over here to slow Matreiuss down. In fact, the villager count looking incredibly equal now with the 12 12 ox caravans, 32 villages. Very, very shortly, Mr. Boat's going to be in a really good position. Still, he's finally starting to build the dwarves here, coming up onto this gold mine. And Mr. Boat retreating away from Matreiuss's Axemen, going to try and snipe this pharaoh down. He should go after the pharaoh. Pretty big unit to kill. Is maybe go after villages as well. Doesn't really matter. Get any kills you possibly can. The Axemen enough here look like to defend against Mr. Boat's infantry army. We'll see if he's going to start thinking about changing things up here. We still don't see that market getting fixed here for Mr. Boat. We'd love to see that one fixed, but he's not going for it just yet, because that would give him so much more gold income. But now we've got Ballister coming in. Honestly, surprised to see Ballister. Ballister, when you go Baldar, these units are like, everybody loves a good Fire Giant Ballister. I love that as much as the next person. However, at this stage of the game, if you're not set up with walls and towers, this is 300 resources of very, very easily to be killed siege. You want to go with Balder Rams because they can move in, they can kill buildings really quickly. They're very, very tanky against the Axemen. And it's gonna clean up your opponent very quickly. You see Matreiuss with a lot of idle villagers over here. Needs to get them going. But meanwhile, defending over here nicely, trying to get back his town center. And he's trying to get into a point where the Egyptian army can be a little bit stronger. But it's not quite happening as Mrboat now. 56 villages, his food is starting to float. Does he have that winter harvest yet? No winter harvest. That's the big problem here. If he had winter harvest, he'd have so much food in the bank right now, but does not. We're seeing the heroes of Ragnarok deciding to take this fight. The Fire Giant can clean up a lot of these, but the Axeman doing a ton of work here. We see the hill fort going down, and Mrboat's army does get destroyed, but Matreiuss out of units, out of steam. Mrboat takes game number 2 against Matreiuss, leveling this series. We've got a game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. What a very, very good game here. Well played by Mrboat, holding on here. But you have to ask the question, what would have happened here if Matreiuss, instead of building those Wadgets, went for early funeral rites, early couple of priests, instead of building all those spearmen, maybe after the 8 spearmen or so, went Scorpion Man, Axeman, Chariot Archers. Now the spearmen don't matter because the Scorpion Men can clean up the raiding cavalry. The priests can clean up the frost giants. The Axemen stop the Huskarl from doing anything. And then maybe he doesn't lose his army so hard. Also, the Axemen deal with those Hersa and all that stuff. I feel like this push here, this strategy for Matreiuss would have worked much, much better if he went for those more value-orientated units against what Mrboat was doing. Maybe Mrboat doesn't switch into Huskarl and he goes for Jarl if he sees all of the Axemen and the Scorpion Men. But at least then he's having to spend food instead of wood, and you're forcing that out a little bit better. But Matreiuss not able to hold on here. The Ragnarok for Mrboat does take it. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.